Yep.
Corley? Here. Tyler? Jeff? Pat? Angela? Matthew? And David is here, just not in the room. I'd like us all to pause to seek guidance, please. Okay. The agenda, is there any additions or deletions anyone needs? If not, would someone approve the agenda, please, as circulated?
Motion to approve the agenda of January 11th, 2022.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The minutes of January the 11th, is there any errors or omissions anyone would like to bring forward?
Motion to approve the minutes of January 11th, 2022.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Is there any unfinished business from the January the 11th meeting anyone wants to bring forward? No? Okay. Then next is our CAO report and our meeting dates. Remember, on Friday we meet with Jill. On the 22nd is council. The 1st is bylaw and policy. The 8th is committee of the whole. No meeting on the 15th. Council on the 22nd, and no meeting on the 29th. Everyone comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay. And then we are going to look at any of the CAO updates if anyone wants to bring forward. Okay. Then we will go then to the departmental reports. Is there any questions or concerns from the departmental reports?
No questions is a good sign.
Well,
Spoke too soon.
On the anaerobic digester, any word?
We have contacted the company that we've been back and forth. They are working on a response to the letter we sent them back in November.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you. Any other questions?
It looks like Scott might need an assistant soon with all the calls he's been getting.
I
need assistance.
I actually called Scott and talked to him.
Yeah. Jeez, man. Just send that guy a bonus or some flowers or something.
I thought I was his assistant.
Okay. Now that the rest of you have been so nice, if there's nothing, then we will go, there's no dangers and unsightly, so we will go to the accessibility plan. And I believe that is you,
It
Tyler.
is. So hopefully you all had a chance to review it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So you're all very familiar with the Accessibility Act at this point.
No.
So this is something we have to do, and it has to be approved by the end of March. So this is the accessibility plan that was drafted and recommended by the Accessibility Advisory Committee. So we've been working on this for a couple months. This same plan is going to the town later this month at their committee of the whole, so they can look at it and approve it as well. Before we drafted this plan, we held public meetings, we had a focus group, and we did an online survey, and we got pretty good responses, so we were able to do quite a bit of community engagement first. This plan focuses on the infrastructure that we own and the services that we offer, and it's more of a high-level, broad type plan. We're going to have more specific action plans, obviously, down the road. So if you're happy with this plan and you accept it, what I'm looking for is a motion to recommend acceptance of the plan to council. That's what I'm looking for today.
Okay, I guess my question would be, is there any questions or concerns?
Just the statement. I really like the plain English. It's one of my favorite things about modern writing, and I thought you did a really good job. Everything's very straightforward, very clear, not convoluted, full of legalese. It's like often these types of documents seem to be purposefully inaccessible. So it's nice to see that the accessibility document's accessible. So just a tremendous job all through.
Okay. Anyone else?
Good job, Tyler. I liked it. I have no problems with it, and I don't mind making a motion to recommend the council to approve it.
I'll second that.
Is there,
Oops.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the assessment report, and
Yeah,
Coralie?
I saw that coming. And that'll be every year for the next 5 years.
Yeah, so there's definitely some improvements in the assessments this year. I'm not going to read it. I know you guys have all had a chance to go over it, but I will just, I guess, highlight that you will see that more homes have been capped due to the market pressures that we've been seeing. We had 4585 this year and 4571 last year. Also to note, in the resource assessment, there's quite a large
I'm surprised by that. I didn't expect that.
I guess, yeah,
And
they
the
must
other-
have all gone up enough that it's pretty much doubled the cap value this year.
The other surprise is the commercial didn't go up nearly as much as anything else.
Yeah, the commercial took a bit of a decline, and I think some of that does link back to the profit side of it, with some of these industries that have been kind of not doing as well during COVID. And
Restaurants.
yeah, their assessments would have went down a bit. And the fish plant, the full value of that has now been booked, so that value was actually included in the commercial assessment this year. So basically what that means is, comparing it to last year, we have an additional $361,000 in revenue from our assessments, which I think Jeff is going to sort of have a quick talk on some of the things that we see that will be increased over the next year, that some of this or all of this may need to go towards, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I think the other thing, so remember, this is, help me out, Corley, the year that this is attached to, we're still a year behind. Like PBSC runs a year behind, right? So these aren't the homes that sold last summer. These are the sales from the summer.
As far as I can tell where I live, it doubled.
So like you said, this will be a theme we continue to see, but attached to it, I think most of you have heard that cost of living is up over 4.1% for right?
Or higher.
So when you start applying that kind of amount, we don't know for sure that the school board amount, for example, is going to apply that, but when you start applying that to some of our bills, or $1 million bills, it does not take long for that kind of excess revenue to disappear very fast. I think we all know that we're anxiously awaiting news from the RCMP on their numbers. So with a very few budget adjustments, well, it is good news, better than decline or some of the small increases we've seen. It doesn't take long. The market, the expenses also apply some pressure. But
Don't worry, we won't get too excited, Jeff.
no, and like I say, just sharing that, and we don't have most of those answers yet, right? Other than we know what the cost of living is, but we're too early in the process. So yeah, no, there definitely is good news.
I love to see the theme of growth rather than the previous theme of decline or barely treading water. So it's a different dynamic.
Anyone else? Okay, we will continue. Internet letter. That has been sent to myself and Jill Balser and Jeff. There is concern about no high-speed internet on the Culloden Branch Road. I know this, Gordon Wilson had called me about it. There is a concern, but it's like I explained to him, we can only bring it forward. There's not a lot that can be done because. And Jeff?
I think that would be my suggestion, is that we go with a response to the resident where you are named in the letter, that we will bring it forward with the, I guess, officially to develop, even though develop is, we respond with a letter that we'll bring it forward to develop, make sure the REN is aware of it as well.
It's an unfair situation these guys are in. I feel bad for them.
Right? We have a number that and we've talked about before, the areas where Eastlink is in our community has presented a unique challenge. I think we'll see as we start to, the current projects I think are running behind is a somewhat fair statement.
Yeah.
So while we thought we'd be starting to discuss these last mile or smaller developments at this point, a more you all have areas of your communities that would match the description of this house volume that at some point we'll be talking about. It's just difficult because we haven't done that next round of projects.
Well, that's it.
We're not quite there. But I think putting this on development, that civic addresses, putting this on develops radar of another area within an Eastlink area where there's challenges, right?
So do we have all the 6?
Oh yeah, within our software we can have
Okay.
all the civics, but I think we can go with probably a motion to respond that we will make develop aware of the concerns.
I'll make a motion to send communication to develop Nova Scotia and to our REN because they weren't in the letter.
And a response
As a response to this
to
letter.
Jeff Gilham.
To Terry.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Sorry about that. Christine and Terry Newton.
Yes. Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is a Health Foundation request. And they are looking for a 3-year commitment of $26,750. That's 25%. I guess and I know they're hoping to do 25% from the town and 25% from the province, and if not, they'll cover the 50%.
For the province. If the province doesn't come through, they'll cover the 50%.
So, should we be dependent that if the town does it, then we do it? Because otherwise, it's not going to work.
Yeah, maybe.
The Health Foundation can't do 75%.
No, I feel like I have work for this person right now. If we had someone hired for this, I'd have contacts for them in jobs and find this guy a job. I feel like, I know it was negative before, but we do have a new MLA, and I think the message of why the hospital has no doctors and pay reasons, I feel like it's getting through. Jeez,
So
I'll make a motion that we commit to the 3-year of $26,750 as long as the town everybody is split.
Okay. And that is recommended to council.
And that it's recommended to council.
Is there a seconder? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded?
Well, we've tried enough other ways and nothing's happened, so.
So, I
No
agree.
try.
Yeah, I just feel worried that we're throwing good money after bad because we're dealing with the health authority.
They're the only ones to deal with. You don't.
I know. You gotta play the cards they deal you, I guess. Even if they are a bunch of 3s and 2s.
But if nothing's happening, then we only got 3 years and we can deal.
Yes. But like I said, I feel like I got work for that person right now.
Okay. Now, our next business is Georges Bank moratorium. I, again, was sent about the decision to renew must be made by December 31st, 2022. And they're asking that we look at this and possibly send a letter saying we agree with the moratorium or...
I move that we send a letter saying we support the continued moratorium on, what was the word?
Georges Bank.
Georges Bank, yeah, oil exploration.
I'll second
To
it.
the Ministers of Natural Resources.
Minister of
Natural-
Natural
Yeah,
Ministers.
Yeah.
I'll second.
okay. This again is referred to council.
This is a really good thing, guys, by the way, thank you.
How long would this, is it another 10 years? Like you see, one was in 2010.
I believe it is another 10 they're asking for. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. And the next was the Atlantica, and that's just telling us that they have now hired Jose for getting the architect designs ready, which I thought was really good. And again, they're keeping us in the loop, because they think it's going to benefit both counties.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I will tell you, if we can get a good hospice place to, it is,
Yeah.
if it's run like others that I've been into, it's not like going into, it's shiny, it's nice, it's
Yeah.
bright, it's,
A pleasant exit.
And they'll be coming to our February council meeting to make a presentation.
oh,
They
okay.
have requested that today.
Interesting, interesting.
Oh, okay.
I'm behind this one for sure.
All right, and then, I missed the accessibility letter. How did I do that? And,
Just had it.
and I just included that because I felt, that we got a directive that everyone should know. And I knew Tyler was all on top of it anyway, but it was to make sure everybody saw it.
Yeah, it's communication from the minister.
Yes.
It's compliant with the original deadlines.
Yes.
With or without penalties.
Okay, any other questions, concerns? Yes?
At our last Tyview Terrace board meeting last week, it was brought up that was wondering if council would like to support I don't know how to put it, the facing on the doors, on the outside of the doors that go into the rooms. They put I don't know if you've been in there lately or not, but
I haven't been in there in years.
some of them have.
They make it
They look
very
like
difficult to go.
they look like your front door, your home. Like it may be red with panes in it, it might be white, might be yellow, maybe whatever. But it's just something that goes over the outside of the door.
Makes it look less
makes it look
institutional.
well. Separates it from all the other doors that are the same in the.
I like that. That's cool.
So I think it's about $200 a door. It's only done on the outside, not done on the inside, but they're to kind of individualize the person's room or whatever.
I would say if they would send us a letter
Okay.
with the request and everything and the budget,
Yeah.
then we can look at it.
Okay, and I was going to bring some pictures, but I forgot to.
Yeah, but ask them to get it prepared and send us it
A
over.
request. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
No problem. Do we have an in camera?
Oh, Linda, I'm going to give you a big kiss on the lips if you end this meeting before 20 minutes.
Okay, so my last question is, would someone like to adjourn?
Move. That's it.
Motion to adjourn.
Seconder? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded?
Oh, here comes the kiss.